winner of this. So Hallak is playing Wonder Woman, something he's picked recently, and DaBeast is playing Scarecrow. Mario, what are your thoughts on the matchup?
Fighters approaching Metropolis.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what sort of style that Hallak wants to employ with Wonder Woman, because she can do some zoning with her shield toss, and like we said before, Scarecrow struggles with that kind of thing. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. Oh, and an immediate down 2 anti-air just to start things off.
Yeah, no, really good stuff coming out from Scarecrow. Is going to get the full confirm, and something that you'll notice as well that's been picked up recently by a lot of Scarecrow players is that if you do the walking forward during that the chain toss, you actually get more damage out of your combos. Just actually tags him with a raw forward 3 as well. He's going to get 264 damage in the corner. He's actually going to wake up with the shoulder slam as well. And I don't actually know a lot about this new Wonder Woman. What are your thoughts on the character overall? Because I know that people thought she was crap for a while, and then people thought she was really good. So yeah, what do you thought?
Well, she has a different trait than she did in the original game. Her original trait was a stance switch between her flying and using her sword like she is. Yeah, her trait now is a random activation of 5 different buffs that she has, and I believe one gives her an air dash, one gives her more damage, one reduces damage that she takes, I believe. I'm not sure what the other 2 are off the top of my head.
See, I don't know about you, but personally, I'm not a massive fan of RNG related traits within fighting.
No.
I had one, and that actually really set her back as a character. So, but then again, you know, we'll see what Wonder Woman players do. But here we go. Hallak is going to get actually drops the combo. Really, really smart stuff coming out from Hallak using the air tech as well, because he was going to get hit with a full traumatized combo. And as you know, they can do upwards of 500 damage in the mid screen. DaBeast, however, is quite significant life lead, but Hallak does take his first life blast. We'll see how it goes.
Your technique is flawed.
He's just gonna toss those kegs there.
And here we go, Scarecrow getting the full confirm back. She does drop the back 3. Really tight link there as well. I play in hitbox, so I find I plink it. Even then, sometimes I still actually manage to drop it. Now, I will say as well, we will get that timer off the screen in a moment, just a second, ladies and gentlemen. But as you can see, Hallak just actually walks straight into that middle and back through DaBeast. Really smart stuff, going for the unclashable damage, and that's going to be DaBeast taking that first game.
You could see in that match a couple of times DaBeast was actually, because like we said before, Scarecrow doesn't have a truly invincible wake up. He was using delayed wake up a lot, which he's using that to throw off Hallak's meaty timing.
Something I don't do enough of in this game is delayed wake up, because it is a bit different. However, someone just left the room. I think Hallak just left the room by accident.
So I can re-invite him, I think.
So,
DaBeast.
DaBeast, yeah.
So Hallak will be rejoining in a moment, ladies and gentlemen. So, Mario, what are your thoughts just overall on, I guess, Scarecrow? Because a lot of people thought he was just going to be a footsie-based character at the start of the game, but we've seen some insane pressure coming out from that character.
He's got, like, really, really good space control off of a lot of his normals. Like, he just covers a lot of ground. A lot of his strings, he either uses the chain where he, like, leaps forward. So he can actually cover a lot of ground really quickly if he wants to. I don't know if I would say he's the best footsies or up there, but he can cover a lot of space. The problem with it is that he's just a bit slow and cumbersome with those moves. You know, he can get zoned out really easily, like we said. And I think he can actually low profile some projectiles using his, I believe it's his forward 1 string. He actually does like a forward dive. You can use to low profile some projectiles. So maybe that'll be something that we see being used more as the game develops, but you know. But as for pressure and things like that going, that I believe it's called the fear Nader, I believe it's called, where I believe it's his down back 2, where he sort of flicks the fear toxin up from the ground, the meter burn one of that, which launches also +6 on block, which I believe jails into his 6 frame down 1,
It does.
and then he can tick off of that into his command grab. So the pressure is really insane, and you combine that with traumatize when he has it, and you can do some really cool stuff.
Guys, could you please leave the room? Hallak has actually left completely, and I'm not totally sure what he is doing. So if we could please message him, and please leave that, because for whatever reason, something happened and a random person joined. So we're going to give Hallak a couple of, probably a minute or two to either contact us or at least rejoin the room. If not, we're going to have to DQ him because he did just leave after one match. So I'm not totally sure what's going on there.
He's maybe lost his net, so...
No, he is back. However, I found
Oh, there you
him.
go.
So I will re-invite him to the King of the Hill. So sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to pick back up. DaBeast is up 1-2-0. I'm inviting everyone in just a second. Make sure you can only fit a certain amount of players, and you've all just received invites. Please accept them, and we'll be getting back underway with game number 2 momentarily.
Honestly, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a character switch from Hallak, because he is one of those players that does like to have, you know, a nice bag of characters for these sorts of things. So maybe he will end up swapping away from Wonder Woman. Who knows?
I know he's been very passionate about the character so far, however, so it wouldn't surprise me if he did decide to stick with it. But he also says that Firestorm's not a good character, so then again, I'd have no idea what this man's going to do.
Unpredictability is one of the best things that you can have. So
Find the game, definitely. So hopefully they're going to be restarting the match in just a moment, and we will be able to pick it back up. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Once again, a massive shout out to GameStar for putting this event on. It's been such a fantastic event so far, and hopefully all these little bugs and issues that we're getting occasionally will be ironed out over the weeks, and from there, by the end of the circuit, we'll have a well-oiled machine, I think. So thank you guys for sticking with us through some of these issues. But here we go, 7 seconds, waiting on the clock. DaBeast versus Hallak. DaBeast did take game number 1. Hallak did play Wonder Woman, a character that's a little bit underrepresented at the moment, but we'll see how it goes. So DaBeast versus Hallak. Yeah, honestly, I don't know a lot about Wonder Woman, so it'll be interesting to see what he can come up with.
It's a character that, yeah, it's a character that I feel like is going to be difficult for people to really maximize her effectiveness in a lot of ways, just because her trait is random. And I would hope that that gets changed in the future, even though I don't play the character. It seems a bit ridiculous, honestly. I felt like we learned our lesson from Injustice 1, but it's going to really hold her back in a lot of matchups where, you know, she might want something like increased mobility from an air dash, but she just doesn't have access to it because of the random nature of her trait. But anyway,
can I just say as well, just real quick, Scarecrow's intro when he starts off as the human is the coolest thing. But just like that, does actually block the DP, doesn't get the full punish, just gets a down 1 punish, which I mean, better than nothing, but could get something completely better than that. But you can see now Scarecrow, he doesn't have to be afraid of this 3/4 screen because I don't believe that projectile goes full screen. So he gets a free trade activation and a down 1 into the chain as well. This is going to be a full combo. So, oh, manages to get the down 2 enders. There are really good stuff coming out from DaBeast. Blocks the wake up once again, doesn't actually get the full punish this time, however. Uses the chain to walk backwards and keep himself safe. However, Hallak uses the shoulder charge EX to actually get that punish as well from that full screen. Hallak is actually going to get the trade there, and just like that, DaBeast wakes up with the teleport. No punish coming out from Hallak, however, and you can see as well the DOT stack camp over time. Trauma time almost in play as well, and DaBeast is actually going to be able to get it now. So if he can get that hit, this is going to hurt. Trauma, those who don't know, is a full screen low that full combo punishes anything as well as it stacks. So you can do a launcher into it and just a raw back 3 coming out from there, and that's going to be DaBeast taking that first round a lot closer than the first round for them before, but still still going to be able to take it.
that was a smart decision there by DaBeast right there to use the Traumatize, because the timer on the trait was still ticking down, so he actually just decided to use it before it ran out, and, you know, hopefully he would have cashed Hallak with it, but Hallak did block it.
Yeah, just so that you can see once again, Hallak's not really blocking a lot of these forward 3s coming out from Scarecrow. And it is a little bit deceptive because a lot of characters, you know, that you see them do a flip or reel forward, but Scarecrow, he just flicks his chain and it looks like it could be a string. But Hallak is going to take the life bar again, however, is at a very big health deficit. And something we should talk about as well, real quick, Mario, is the fact that characters in this game do have different health values. So you can see as well, even though the health bars, like the actual red bars look very similar, Wonder Woman's got 1050 health, while Scarecrow does actually have 1250, but you can see as well, Hallak in the corner, going for the mix wall, drops into the combo, and that's going to be DaBeast trying to go for that trait just to get that DOT to kill the character over time. Didn't manage to get it out, trying to keep himself plus, but that's going to be a meter burn back 3 coming out from DaBeast, able to take the second game at 2-0.
Yeah, there was such good patience right there at the end of the game. He was waiting for his opportunity to get that armored back 3 out, and yeah, got it and took the match. Yeah, it's really great stuff.
Yeah, I just love high level Scarecrow. In my opinion, some of the most fun character to watch, just because his pressure is ridiculous, and he has. I'm going to say this on air. He has the coolest
Scarecrow.
animation for a command grab in a fighting game.
Wonder Woman.
It is so sick. It is like one of my favorite things about this game. Like it just looks so good. But same characters back into it again. Can Hallak make an adjustment? What do you think he needs to do to change it?
I mean, I think that game obviously he played a lot better than the first one. I think that he is sussing this out really well. I'm not sure that it really comes down to anything that he's doing wrong necessarily, or it's just, you know, reads in the neutral and things like that that are costing him a precious life.
Yeah, fair enough. But here we go, just Hallak going for some pressure as well. It's actually got an early life lead.
Yeah, and you saw that forward free again from Scarecrow. It's actually kind of a double-edged sword in a way because, well, it does reach almost full screen. It's very minus on whiff and block. So, are we having a connection issue? Yeah, we are.
Just left, so we will re-invite him because Hallak DC'd before and we waited for him. But it's the problem with Australian internet, ladies and gentlemen. We often have internet-related issues. So I will re-invite him now.
But yeah, like I was saying, while we're waiting, that forward free on whiff has a very long amount of whiff recovery, and I believe it's very minus on block actually as well, like fully punishable. So you do get an incredible amount of range out of it, but yeah, it's risky if you don't actually hit your opponent. Yeah,
it's definitely, and that's the thing about Scarecrow. If you've got really solid neutral, he's a really formidable character just because his normals are so difficult for most players to deal with. But again, if you're versing someone with good neutral, you whiff a string like that, and DaBeast is rejoining now. But yeah, it can be difficult to deal with, but as well, you have to be kind of sparing with it because if you start throwing out normals, they can just step back, whiff punish you, and then suddenly you're starting to lose health really quickly.
Scarecrow.
Alright,
Here we go back into it again.
Wonder Woman.
So I believe DaBeast is still up 2. However, does he get disqualified from that game because he disconnected?
Fighters approaching Fortress of Solitude.
Yes, so I believe that is. So Hallak, so DaBeast is now still up 2, but Hallak did take that game, so it is now 2-1 to DaBeast. So this is still match point. If DaBeast wins this, he is going to take the set. However, Hallak, he does have a game now because of the disconnect. But here we go, just so that something that's I feel really important, just this neutral. You can see the trade activation. So even though that's something that I find interesting about Scarecrow is the fact that he's a character that relies on really playing well in that mid range, but a beautiful meter burn coming out from Hallak. They're able to soak up that one low poke, and as you can see now, this low poke city coming out from Hallak just actually pressuring Scarecrow so much. I mean, you can see how I get confused. They both start with S and chain.
I think that's like the third time you've called him Scorpion tonight, actually.
Third, really? Wow,
I didn't want to call you out on it before, but you've actually done it before.
I feel like maybe I should go to bed. But here we go. Just get the full airware conversion as well, and he's going to spend the bar to get that restand. Let's see what the pressure goes for the hit. 4-2-2-1, just like that. Hallak actually goes for the walk backwards and forwards. Down 1, just trying to whiff it. Just use the traumatize, really smart. Just was going to run out as well, and that does, you know, may as well use it instead. Get a little bit of chip and just. The thing with traumatize I find as well is that even if you don't use it, it's terrifying. And you can see as well, DaBeast isn't actually counter poking. Is that down 1-2, or is it just down 1 and it's a double animation?
I'm not sure, honestly, but something I'm even more not sure about was his choice to teleport into the corner. I think that's just purely what lost him that round right there.
Yeah, I agree, but he's able to get himself out as well. Hallak now cornered, and as you know, Scorpion, my goodness, Scarecrow in the corner with bar is terrifying because, you know, once he lands you in a combo just like this, he's going to spend the bar here. He can do down one, as you said, into the back 2, keep himself plus, or he just goes for a chain, goes for the EX as well, which I believe isn't plus, but it's safe. It's completely safe. Which is a fantastic down 2 coming out. Doesn't actually get the conversion with the forward 1. This is going to be Hallak. Can he get the full confirm in the corner? Drops the end of the combo, however. Let's actually get back to him for his trouble. No tech coming out from Kim, and as I said before, Scarecrow, fantastic stuff, uses that meter burn back 3, just able to catch him trying to jump out, keeps himself plus backdash is going to come out from Hallak. If DaBeast actually pressed down 1, then he wouldn't be able to full combo punish him. Both players sitting on that clash, meter very even, and Hallak, once again gets the shoulder charge, decides to spend the bar. DaBeast suspends the bar again, however, DaBeast sitting now on 3 bars in the corner, uses the meter burn back 3, and is actually going to get it, and Hallak didn't clash. I don't know why he didn't clash. You can't die from a clash, and that is going to be DaBeast taking the set 3-1. Hallak played very well, but it is going to be knocked out of the tournament. DaBeast is going to move forward.
Yeah. So a couple of things I actually noticed during those games is that Hallak didn't actually use Wonder Woman's trait even once. I think did not use it at all. And like we said, that could be just because it's random. But I mean, some random benefit is better than nothing at all. You know. So I'm not really sure what that's about.
Maybe one of the benefits actually throws your combos off, because I know that was a big problem with Harley Quinn in the first game. Like, you know, you would sometimes get the unblockable bomb, and if you did a setup, you know, it was great, but otherwise, you know, it can actually mess you up, which is something I heard was an issue if you were trying to combo as Poison Ivy with trade out, that the little critic can actually throw your combos off.
Yeah, which is a big part of the reason why you have to